Hey everybody, welcome to Professor DiMaggio's Gaming. This is the next entry in my advanced Rashid median combo guide. I'm going to be looking specifically at the light sky high move and combos you can do for corner carry that will set you up for various media options. This is sort of the simplest stuff in terms of corner carry that I'll be getting into with Rashid and the sky high, in terms of looking at the light sky high. And then in the second video, I'll follow up with some more more advanced options in terms of how to utilize not just the light sky high, but the medium sky high and the heavy sky high in various combo corner carry options and into meaty pressure after. So why is this so good? It's so good because as you'll see, it only really requires one bar if used properly for corner carry, and it may very well be the best corner carry option in the game for Rashid, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And you have lots of options to keep him guessing on the opponent wake up between throw, a low, overhead, and other pressure. So, between all of those, this is something that every Rashid player should be utilizing. And so let's just jump right into it. Okay, so to get this started, you're going to see what we're talking about in terms of the basic setup. You are going to start with the target combo, medium punch into heavy kick. And then from there, you don't need meter for this. You're going to go into the heavy cyclone, and that's going to juggle. You'll push back in any kick, which will shoot you forward. And on the shoot forward, you're going to do the light sky high in the air, which is quarter circle back and light kick, as you can see there. And that's going to leave you plus 23. Plus 23 is one of Rashid's magic numbers in terms of things that you can do, which you're going to see here in a minute. So you've got a lot of time, 23 frames worth, after hitting on the light sky high, and that gives you the ability to do a whole lot of stuff we're going to look at here. So how do you get to the standing medium punch into heavy kick to begin with? Because it's really well known, Rashid is sort of notorious for not having great range on some of his normals, including his medium punch, which doesn't go very far. He's got a T-Rex arms phenomenon. So how do you get to that? We're going to take a look at that here. And so, there's a lot of different ways that you could do that for your setup, but most of them are going to require, in order to get in fast, without telegraphing what you're trying to do or giving them the ability to shut you down, most of them are going to probably require some kind of drive rush. So one option you could do is drive rush light kick, as you saw there, which is a really fast way to get in. You should assume if you do a drive rush light kick, because it's so fast, that it's probably going to hit. And so you would go into the target combo immediately after that. And then from there are the heavy cyclone. Back and kick into the light sky high. So that's one of your options. Another one would be, as I use quite often, drive rush crouching light kick, because that's also really fast. And that will connect, if you're fast on pushing your buttons, into the target combo as well, and into the rest. And also you could, if you're further away, you could do something like a drive rush forward heavy kick. That's a little bit harder to connect on, because the opponent can see it coming a long ways away. Sometimes if you do something like maybe a charge fireball from really far, and if they end up blocking it, into a drive rush forward heavy kick, that might be more likely to at least get blocked, and then you could try to go into the target combo after. But there's different ways you can try and do that. Okay, so why is this so good? As you can see here, based on one bar alone, you took them, right? If we take a look at these again, you're in the mid-screen here, right? One bar. And because of the light sky high at the end here, if you were to just do a back heavy kick here in the air, it wouldn't take you fully to the corner. It would just take you most of the way. But because of the light sky high and the way that it gets set up in advance and the extra frames after that keep you going to the corner, it takes you all the way, right? Now you're really right there. So that's actually really, like I was saying, this is probably why this is the best single corner carry option, and because it's only one bar for each one of these setups for the drive rush. And then because of the light sky high and the extra carry it gives you, it takes you all the way to the corner on one bar. So you really can't beat that. There's nothing else that's going to get you that far on that little. In the spirit of not keeping these videos too long, let's try and blast through some of these options in terms of what your meaties are, because there are quite a few of them with the light sky high. So, one thing that you can do with your corner carry, as you get to the end, after the light sky high, you push forward and heavy punch, and that's going to set you up at plus 23. You'll have just enough frames there to not only land the overhead, but you're going to be so plus that you can actually combo into multiple jabs. I usually, my favorite combo here is jab, jab, medium, mixer into the EX mixer, because it's the easiest to connect on, and you don't have to worry about being super precise with your buttons when you have all that space in between your combo, between your forward heavy punch, jab, jab, medium, mixer. There are other options if you're really good with your buttons and really precise. You can do the overhead into jab, and then a jabbing light punch, and then, you know, standing light kick, and then into the light eagle spike. Right. And so that's meterless, around 21% damage. Pretty good setup too. Okay, because you are plus 23 here, as you can see, that realistically is going to be close enough to what you need for the startup for your drive impact in order to make this pretty much meaty. And so, like, technically they have 3 frames to react, but 3 frames out of 60 is not enough time to actually see something and react to it in real time. So this is an unreactable pretty much. And I almost never miss on this drive impact when I use it, because people just don't really see it coming. It's a really good option. So you'll do your setup and you'll mash drive impact right about there. And what you got a number of options after that, depending on what you want to do. Something optimal would be maybe like a medium punch, heavy kick, light mixer, medium, or heavy mixer. Okay, so you've got an overhead, you've got a DI. What about a low? Just because you haven't probably seen a Rashid ever do this doesn't mean it's not good. I think this is probably one of his best low setups for a corner carry, off of a corner carry combo. And, you know, part of why this is not the most optimal option or ideal option is because it's going to require a crouching medium kick, drive rush cancel in the corner, and you really don't need it for the corner carry, and you're sort of blowing 3 bars. But I am of a firm mind that you really do need to mix it up when you're doing corner carry between overheads, meaty throws, DI, and lows, because if you get known for doing the same overhead over and over or throw, then the opponent's going to know what to look for. So it is important to have a low in your arsenal. So what you would be doing here is the same corner carry, right? And after the light sky high, and you land, you're going to whiff a crouching light kick. And with the crouching light kick whiff, that's your frame kill. And then you're going to go straight into the crouching medium kick, and that's going to hit meaty. What you can do from there is, if you don't want to spend meter, you can just cancel the crouching medium kick into a light mixer and then maybe go for a throw after. Or you can drive rush cancel like I did there into a standing medium kick, maybe a target combo, heavy cyclone, an overhead heavy kick in the air, whatever like combo you want to finish with, you can. They're pretty much, most of them are going to get you about 19 to 20% damage. And as I had said a second ago, if you want to go the cheaper poor man's route, you can do, you know, basically the crouching medium into light mixer into throw. The only thing I don't like about this one as much is, you know, if they block the medium kick into the light mixer, then you're sort of right in their face, -3. And so, you know, like, you have to expect that maybe they're going to try and go for a throw. You're not probably going to be able to push a button. If they're going to go for a throw, you're going to need to EX mixer them to shut that kind of crap down. Because you don't want to be getting thrown in your face after a sequence like that. It's just a bad sort of setup. Or you could try to go for a perfect parry, right? Because you're -3 on the light mixer if they block. But I don't think that setup, although it's cheaper, is as good as the drive rush cancel, because the drive rush cancel gives you more options. If they block initially, you could go and do a throw or something if you don't hit confirm on your crouching medium kick. What about throw? We need to get into throw. As part of your mix-ups, you need overhead, general pressure, lows, and a throw. So you go into your setup, into the light, sky high. And what you're going to do is you're going to do a quick dash, and you're going to, once the dash motion begins, you're going to start mashing throw, because you want to do this as quickly as possible in order to make it uninterruptible as an actual meaty, so they don't have the ability to push a button. And so as you can see there, you know, you're like +5, which is meaty enough and plus enough that you can go for a meaty throw here. This is what it would look like if you're mashing it after the dash, or during the dash, really. And you see it says counter hit because I programmed the dummy to do a wake up light punch on frame 1, which is a 4-framer with Ken. So it's the fastest button you could have for any character. And it will catch it if you mash that throw quickly after and during the dash. Really sort of like mid to late dash, you want to be mashing it. Okay. Along with the dash, you can also dash into crouching medium punch, but you've also got to mash quick too. You don't want to wait till the end of the dash sequence. You want to mash it as soon as you start seeing the dash coming out, and as you're getting into the mid sort of late part of the sequence. So you're going to dash, crouching medium punch. You're plus enough there if you connect on that. I wouldn't recommend doing a medium cyclone after, because it could get punished. Although if you connect, it would give you more damage. I think the safest way to do this is just to go into the dash, crouching medium punch. And then because you're plus here, you can just go into a standing jab. And if you want probably like one of the safest sequences that would give you plenty of time to hit confirm, it costs a little bit, but it's really not bad because you didn't spend a lot to get to the corner. You could do the light punch into drive rush cancel, into another light punch, and then go into target combo and whatever finisher you want. So that's a very good way to sort of do it, where it's sort of minimal danger in terms of them being able to interrupt a lot of this, and it's good pressure. So I hope this video was useful. Keep a lookout for more of these in the future. I've got a little bit less than a dozen of these that I'll have coming out in the next couple months. If the video was helpful, please feel free to give it a like if you want. If you're not subscribed and you'd like to subscribe, please feel free. Otherwise, I will see you on the next one, and thanks for watching.